Hello friends, welcome to a new session of web application design using Flask. Last session we have seen the basic communication of database with Python. We have seen how to handle the MySQL and how to control the MySQL with the help of a Python program with Python APIs. So our system is already available with Python, available with MySQL and the API which is used to connect MySQL and Python together. We have learned with the Flask. Now it's time to make use of all of these things together, by which you can perform the operation of handling a database with the help of a Flask application running on the server. So let's see this, how to create this particular application here. Now basically database connectivity is required to create the front end and back end connectivity there. Front end means the UI, graphical user interface by which user interacts. We use the Python, we use HTML to front end, and at back end we'll be making use of a database like MySQL to store the data or to perform many specific operations with the respective structured data, tabular data. Common databases that we use are MySQL, SQLite, MS SQL Server or Oracle Server. Many different databases are used to connect that. Whichever is feasible to you, we can make use of it. But the thing is that we need to write or use the APIs which are used to connect Python and the respective database together. So for this application, we'll be making use of the MySQL so that database will be connected to the Flask application easily. Now, this is what I am going to create, a bit large application, but this is the smallest application that we can consider for the database is possible. Now see what I am going to do. I am controlling a database application like in last session we have seen it's a table. That table will be containing student information like roll number, name and marks, and we'll be controlling that, inserting and reading the information with the help of a HTML file. Like how to do this one? I'm having a home file which is client code, add records and list record. When I click on add records, it will go here to student.html file will be opened, which will contain the insert query, will read the information from the user, roll number, name and marks, okay, from an HTML file, which is HTML file here, okay, which will connect to the database, MySQL database, will perform to insert the information into the table. Note that your table should be already created, so it will be easy for us to insert the information from this particular code into the MySQL. Okay, and now when I choose the list record, we'll go to read and print the table by using list.html file. Okay, so it will fire a query on SQL, MySQL, and return the results will be printed on the screen with the help of the list.html file. The operation is performed here. Now my database name is college and table name is info. Same table is there which is containing information about roll, name and marks, and information about few students is written inside it. We can create a previous program also, like the table name is class there. So we'll be using that, and these are the routes which are used. So when I use basic route, I'm using home.html, and when I want to call the student HTML, this one, so I'll be making use of addreg, and for to call the list.html, I'm making use of the URL list. Okay, so I need three functions here, three HTML files and one Python file which contain these three functions, and one database. So I'll show the database first. The database is already created by the queries, and that with the help of that database will perform the operation of the Flask. So let's start. Yeah, this is the database. Okay, if you come out and we go inside it again, I'll show you the database created. I'll go to the college database, and inside it I'm having some one table called as class, which we have created in the last session. This table we will control with the help of a Flask application. So here HTML will be the front end, and Python code in Flask will be acting as an interface among all of these client side codes of HTML. So let's see how to do this one. So I'll create the first file, which one just shown over here, this one, home, which contain the information about add records and the list records. So create it. Let's save this file first inside the template. So yes, let's create home. Okay, already home.html is present there, but let's replace it, not required. Yeah, now let's create. Fine, so HTML, and then we'll be having the title So like title will be home page, okay, and here we'll have a body. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, and it was shown that welcome to the website. So let's have h1. Okay, finish it, and here it was written welcome to my website. Okay, and after that in h2 format I am giving the links actually. So in h3 format these links are given. Okay, fine, and we'll be having a link created there like using a href is equal to. So first of all the information about the student, so I'll be entering the information inside it, okay, which will contain, okay, the name like add new record, okay, add new record, and just like that we'll create one more thing here, okay, which will contain the information of list. Okay, so your add rec is written, but I like the name student. Okay, fine. So here we'll show the, okay, show all records, okay, show all records and add new records. So these two kind of information I have stored into this. So this is your first page, home.html. Here I am student.html will be called, okay, and here list.html will be called. So here student is the URL, and for this list is the URL. I'll just show you the output of this particular code, whether it's looking like, okay, with the home.html file. Let's check it out. Yeah, this way. When I click on add, student will be called, and when you show, okay, list will be called like that. This is your front page created by this. Now let's go for the Python application. Okay, so let's create a Python application now, where we will be actually having a database connectivity created there. Okay, so from Flask, let's create the name to this particular file. Let's give a name like db.py. Okay, so from Flask import Flask, and what we require redirect, we require render, we require URL for, okay, so these are the methods, and even we require the request also. Okay, so all things we require from the particular code or particular package there. Even along with that we require the MySQL DB. Okay, MySQL DB, use it as SQL, so just given as SQL. Okay, fine. Let's create the object of the Flask. Okay, okay, fine, and now main. Okay, we'll execute it. Yeah, now first let's start from the route application. So app.common route I will use / only, and define the home for this. When I run the root, so it should render the template. Okay, it should return to render the template. Okay, what's the name? Home dot html. Okay, this will be render for the basic route. Fine. Now the second is the student. Okay, so you just can check it. So here route will be, second route is student, which you retrieve, and it is used to insert the information inside it. Insert it. So let's use the student used to insert the information. So we'll return the render template to student.html. Okay, fine. So second is also done. Then the most important, now after this, after the student.html is retrieved, so we'll be having one more where actually we'll get the information. Okay, student, that will add a new record here, and when the student is actually created, it has to take the information. Student.html will read the information, and that information we will pass to one more route, that is add rec. Okay, which is mentioned over here in this slide. Here add rec student.html which contains address. So address is executed, will read this information and will perform the operation of inserting that data into the table. Okay, so address, which will be defined with the add records. Okay, so check it out. Okay, so here we'll perform the adding the record operations, and one more that we require. So let's just write pass right now, so we'll not have any error there. Okay, and the last one is route with the list, that also we have seen. Okay, so we need to write the method list which will have a pass. Okay, fine, in this way. So this is already defined method actually, but okay, it's fine. We have just return it because we don't require a list method right now. That's fine. Okay, so let's do the add record first, or we'll read the information from student, this one, and then we'll insert by using add record. So let's go to create a new file which will insert the information into the table. Okay, if you'll read the information from the table, fine. So let's create an HTML file, okay, which will be storing in template. Okay, so its name is student.html. Yes, so fine. So HTML is created. We'll go to the body, and now we'll create a form. Okay, so it contains the action like http colon localhost colon 5000 slash. So here we'll go to add record. Okay, so whatever information is mentioned over here, that will store into the add record. Okay, like this. It's finished. Fine. So roll number. Okay, first of all we'll take the roll number. Input type is text. Okay, and name will be using the role. Okay, fine. Is it fine? Exactly, completed. And let's have a break. Okay, so we'll inserted the roll number, then we insert the name. Okay, which is the name here, right? Roll number, name, and then we'll insert the marks. Okay, fine, and its name will be marks. And one more last is input type is submit. Okay, its value will be okay, and let's finish it. Okay, fine. Add record. So it will read the information from the user, roll number, name, and marks in this form, and will forward it to add rec. So in add rec now, I need to write the information and to write the thing which will read the information and will store that information into the table. So this is what the code we require to write over here. So let's go for that, delete it, and here. Okay, so most important thing to check. So we have to check, we have to assign the methods here because this is reading the information. Okay, sorry, methods is equal to, so let's use the post methods. Okay, and let's check if the request object coming dot method is equal to post. Okay, if it is equal to post, then we'll perform the operation to take this data. Like for example, I'll get the name request dot form. Okay, so what's the form? It contains the name, yeah, name, and then okay, so we'll take one by one. Roll number, name. Okay, let's take the roll number. Okay, so from the table, from the form, I have taken the roll number, then name, and then marks. Let's take one by one. Fine, that we have taken, and after that we'll create the connection now, connection with the table. So let's create the connection. Con is equal to MySQL DB. Sorry, change the name, SQL dot connect. 4 information is required there. So localhost, the location, then user, then password of your table. If it's not there, keep it empty, and last is the database name. Okay, so connection is created. Let's create the cursor object. So con dot cursor. Okay, cursor object is created exactly. And now let's insert the information into this. Okay, so to insert that, one thing that we need to mention that, see here, the data that you have retrieved here, it is in string format, so you have to typecast that this data. Okay, integer name is in string itself and marks is in float. So remember, this is what we require, because to insert that information I am going to generate the query over here. So query is equal to insert into class values. Okay, values are like %d, %s, %f. Okay, this %s, sorry, it's containing comma here, %s should be in double quotes, and after that percent, okay, let's put that role name and marks. Okay, check it out. Same way that we have chosen, insert into class values %d, %s, %f, and role name and marks, like that. Okay, so query generated. Now let's execute the query. Cursor dot execute, okay, query. Okay, once the query is executed, you have to commit the connection. Okay, con dot commit. So changes will be committed now after this, and after that we'll generate a message is equal to record inserted successfully. Okay, like that. Okay, so message is generated, it's created, and after that we'll close the connection. Okay, con dot close the connection. And most important thing, when the data is recorded, is inserted, will go to perform the render template by the message. Means, for example, I'll create one more file, result.html, which will show the message that this is what we have, what operation actually we have done, means whether data is inserted successfully or not. Okay, so even we can add yes or no also over here. Yes or no means like we can make use of try and except, mean exception is occurred, then show the error message. Exception is not occurred, then perform the respective operation. I am considering here is that there will not be any error occurred. So result.html, and the message, passing the message to it. So finally we'll get the result.html code, which will contain the message printed there. The message will be record inserted successfully, like that also we can have, or even here itself also you can write. So just return it. Okay, wait a minute, I'll just use this message as it is here as part of the return values, and I'll delete this. Okay, simply. So this is how we have taken the information from the student.html file, from the form, request form. Then we have connected database, created a cursor, inserted, executed, committed, closed, and returned the record inserted successfully in this way. If it is not there, then you have to handle the try and except method, that depend upon your error handling methodology that we have to apply. Okay, done. So let's try that, whether it is inserting the information by using this student to add rec, like that. So we need to run the code, debugging mode. Okay, so start it and let's try. Okay, it's working. Debugging mode is off currently, but let's open your home page now. So let's use the local host 5000. Yes, so we got welcome to my website, add new record. Yeah, it is forwarded now to student. Check it out. Okay, and now roll number, for example 5, name like Akshay. Okay, and the marks are 58.34. Okay, and I click on OK. Yeah, secure connection failed. It's showing error there, add rec actually. Local 5000 SSL receive record exceeded maximum permissible length. Okay, so it's showing the error over here. Let's see what the problem is faced. Okay, the error is SSL actually, so it may be the problem of the file. Yeah, it's written HTTPS actually, but it's not required. HTTPS was written. I'll just stop it, run the code again. Let's see, maybe problem that your code can also have like that. So refreshed, add new record. So let's roll number 5. Its name is Aisha. Take it out and 56.28. Okay. Yeah. Now record inserted successfully. It has forwarded a request to add rec. Okay. And now let's see whether it is inserted actually or not. This is your original table. Yes. Check it out. Inserted. 5 Aisha 56.78 is the marks. Exactly same way we have inserted the information into it. Okay, so even here we can add one more kind of thing like go back and perform the operation. That's also possible. I'll show that one afterwards. I'm not yet done. Now let's go for the second, show all records. So to show all the records, we have to write the route called as list. Okay, so let's go for that. I'll just stop it right now and let's go for the list here. Okay, so for this case also we need to get the connection and execute the query. So this is common thing that we require here. So let's check it out. Created the connection. I don't require the query here. I can directly write the query because the query is easy to retrieve all the information. So query is like this: select star from the class. Okay, like this. Okay, select it and then we generate the table. Table is equal to cursor dot fetch all. Okay, fetch all. Okay, it will be fetching all information, and now this table I got, that table I will forward to list.html file. Okay, list.html file will show that information there in the table format. So return vendor template. Okay, so it's like list.html, the last file which will contain the information of table is equal to table. So table, first table is the keyword argument, second table is the value that I pass over here, correct? So to render that template, and we need to write this template also, list.html. Okay, list.html, we will write it and then we'll check how to get that. So let's create. So a list.html file will be creating. Inside that file we will, okay, let's save it, list.html. okay, here we'll show that whole tabular format data by retrieving it. Okay, so let's complete it, the body also, and now here I'll create a table. Okay, so table border is equal to, okay, 3, something like that. Okay, inside the table, okay, let's give the headers first. Okay, so give the headers, and that header will contain every individual version of the table. Sorry, so let's go in this like role. Wait a minute, I'll giving the headers to this respective table, role, then name, and then marks. Okay, so this is the header, and now we'll use the for loop here to iterate. Okay, so for row in table. So table is the information that we are retrieving. So in that, from that table we'll retrieve it, and now let's go row by row. Okay, let's go row by row. In the first row, okay, in the first row, on that particular row, we will add the information here one by one. The first data will be like, okay, will be like row of 0. Okay, first row of 0 will copy, and now row of 1, and now row of 2. Okay, check it out. So in this way I just have extracted and then printed it. So here I need to end my for loop. Okay, end for, correct. And one more thing I'll do, we'll provide a provision here to go back to the home page. Okay, go back to the home page, that is root page, correct? Fine. So go to home. Okay, go to home page like that. Okay, we'll retrieve it, and that will be shown in the tabular format like headers, and then one by one retrieve, and row 0, row 1, row 2. So first record, second record, third, fourth, fifth, Like that onward, the record will be retrieved and they will be printed by using this list.html file here. So let's go. Yeah, so it's already deployed. It's already, sorry, it's not running. So let's have to run that, debug it. Okay, now it's running. Add new record. So it's already running. We already seen. Now show all records. Check, done. So in this way, records are retrieved by using list, and then list.html is forwarded to list.html, and it's showing that records like this. Even one more thing, okay, here I have had the go to home that we can add to the other also from the second page also. So let's see, add new record. So currently how many records we have? 5. Let's add the 6th record. Add new record, roll number 6. Okay, Shah and 50.78. Okay, record inserted. Go back, show all records, and see this record is added here. Getting it? So this is how the databases are handled with the help of the Flask. So here also, when you insert a new record, after that also, so if for example one more thing is remaining, few things are remaining here, means exception handling is not done correctly. For what if you enter something something like this here, then what will happen? See, it will show the error, internal server error. So that error handling should also be done. Validation also we have to do. So validation can be done with the help of a JavaScript addition, or we can control that using Python program also, but generally validation is done on the JavaScript. If you are knowing a JavaScript, you can do the validation of the data over here. So this is the way that we can perform the operations of controlling the complete database and creating a database oriented application where it's deployed here. You can check it out. Now the 6th record is also added here. See, it's controlled. Your Flask application is handling the HTML on the front end, and with the help of that, it's taking the records here, add record, adding it to the MySQL, and list record, feeding from here and printing it on the table. Like these tables are created. Okay, so it's performing the operation with coordination of all of these HTML connections together and handling the whole database. So when you have to create a project which needs a table, which needs a database at the back end, so this kind of methodologies are preferred or used. So MySQL is very commonly used database required to perform such applications which handles it as backend, or we can make use of SQLite also. And also one of the ways that we can handle the database at the backend. So try this connectivity, try your table, try your connectivity of all the pages with the help of Flask and the MySQL. Thank you. Thanks a lot.